The church. The church is the eternal purpose of God and the goal of God's work in time. The church, the body of Christ, is the eternal purpose of God and the goal of God's work in time. So we must know the church in order to understand God's plan and work in the universe. Do you know? Enemy will do everything to make sure that church is not being built, because Satan, the enemy of God, knows that church is the only thing that God will use to fight him. So I want you to know the church is the agent of God on earth to fight his enemy, Satan. God will not do anything on earth without the church. So we need the revelation of God to understand the church, to know the church. And my prayer for you and for me is, Lord, give us revelation to know your church. And I want you to pray this prayer with me. Wherever you are listening to this audio from, Lord, grant me revelation, grant me heavenly revelation to know your church, 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 to know your church. Lord, grant me heavenly revelation. Pray this prayer along with me. Lord, grant me heavenly revelation to know your church, to know your church, to know your church, to know your church, to know your church. We need heavenly revelation to know the church, to know the purpose of church on earth.